In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a really cool product for your Starlink Mini by the guys at 4Roam. Hello everybody, welcome to Freely Roaming. My name is Dan. So today I want to show you guys this product from the guys at 4Roam. But before we do that, let me give you guys some update on some of the news related to Starlink. For those of you that know, I've been traveling internationally with my Starlink and Starlink Mini, specifically my Starlink Actuated, which is the Gen 2 dish, and the Starlink Mini, which I acquired when I was in South America. The first change that I want to tell you guys about is the pricing for Starlink Roam in Mexico. The price has been raised from 1,350 pesos, Mexican pesos, which is about $70, up to 2,000 pesos. Which as of today is about $103. That's still significantly cheaper than the $165 price in the US, but the price change is to essentially try to make the Mexican prices better match with their other North American prices, namely in the United States and Canada. And secondly, in the past I've talked about being able to switch regions, namely from one continent to another, because by Starlink they're set up as different regions. So even if you're traveling from one country to another country within the region, you're allowed to do that with your dish. So you can travel with your US dish down to Mexico and vice versa. And in fact, a North American plan will let you travel all the way down to Panama because Central America is actually part of the North American continent, therefore in the same region. And when we traveled to South America, we had to switch our plan to a South American plan because it's in a different region. You can do that with your dish, but the way that you do it is you have to set up a new account in that new country with an address and create a whole new setup specifically to be used within South America. That still works fine, but now there are a few things that you have to be aware of when you do that. This has actually been in place for a while now, and I've noticed it happening to a few people, is that they're charging now an outside region penalty fee. And the outside region penalty fee is essentially when somebody takes their dish that was bought in one region and moves it to another one. And the prices is different based on what region you're moving to and what kind of equipment you have. If you have a Gen 2 or a Gen 3 dish, which are the full-size dishes, the outside region penalty fee is $200. And the Starlink Mini, on the other hand, has an outside region penalty fee of $300. And the reason for that is that there's actual price differences in the hardware that they sell from one country to another and also from one region to another. Now, I mentioned earlier we bought our Starlink Mini in South America when we were down there. Now that we're back in North America, we were able to switch our dish from down there up to here, and we actually didn't get charged a penalty fee for being an out-of-region dish. And the reason for that is you actually don't always get charged this fee, and there's a couple of criteria that used to be on the website that I haven't been able to find for a while now. I'm not really sure if they just removed it, but when I switched just a couple months ago, this rule still applied. And those rules are, number one, you have to own the dish for more than 120 days, or the dish has to be activated for more than 90 days. Now, I don't have exact confirmation on which one of those rules you have to follow, if it can be either one or if it has to be both, but in our case, we fit both of those rules, so we didn't have to pay a fee when we switched over. I did help a French couple down in Argentina who had just bought a Starlink Mini dish in Europe. And when they shipped over to South America, they just activated their dish in South America. Even though they paid more than what the Starlink Mini dish actually cost in Argentina, they were still charged a $300 fee. So be aware of that if you're moving from one region to another with a brand new purchased dish. The next is that there are a couple more plans now that's available under the Starlink Roam package. Besides the standard unlimited plan, which in the US is $165, there has been a $50 plan for a while that gives you 50 gigabytes of data. And every time you go over your 50 gigabytes, you can have it just simply stop, or you can switch the toggle on your account that lets you continue to use your dish at $1 per gig. And beyond that, you have to have your plan for at least 1 month in one of the other plans initially. After that, you can switch to what's called the Roam 10 gigabyte plan. And that's only $10. So it's actually a really good deal for somebody who just wants to have a dish for pure emergency purposes. For $10, you can have your dish activated, ready for use, up to 10 gigabytes. After 10 gigabytes, if you wish to continue using it, you can pay either a $2 per gigabyte fee or upgrade to the 50 gigabyte plan, which will prorate the remainder of that month and give you the total of 50 gigabytes. And likewise, if you use up all 50 gigabytes and you don't want to pay the per gigabyte fee, you can just upgrade again to the full unlimited plan for $165 a month, but the price will also be prorated. So there you go. That's what's new going on with the Starlink Roam plan. And let me get into showing you guys this piece of kit that I got from the guys at 4Roam. Here it is, the Starlink Mini carrying case by 4Roam. So this is a product that's made by a couple of guys, one from Australia and one from Switzerland. Those are the founders. They are having this product made in Poland, and it is really high quality. They're using all the highest quality materials. This is authentic 1000 denier Cordura fabric. Comes in 7 different colors. The one that I have here is the camouflage color, which I think is really cool. They also sent along this Starlink patch that goes right here in the front Velcro patch, so you can use this area to put whatever patches that you want to identify your Starlink case, whether name patch or just something cool. I like that it says Starlink Mini inside. In the back, there's some more straps that lets you strap it to a backpack. You have these, you can get these carabiners. They sent it along with these carabiners as well. They're locking carabiners, so you can have it locked to your backpack when you're hiking or traveling, so it doesn't just accidentally come off. Hooks on the bottom as well. It's weatherproof, YKK zippers, ripstop fabric liner on the inside. Let me open up the inside for you. I have my Starlink Mini in here. There's a little stand that you can prop this open, and that's for ventilation, which I'll show you why you need this later. And there's a little pass-through gland right here for your Starlink wire. I'll also show you why you have that. Here's a ripstop fabric that protects the front of the Starlink. It's also padded in the back. Nice grab handle, heavy duty. So this pass-through gland goes into the zipper pocket in the front. And what's cool about the zipper pocket is that you can feed your Starlink cable through. Here I have a Starlink 5521 barrel jack to USB-C cable. So this lets me power the Starlink using a battery bank like this one that I showed you guys recently, the Edge Smart Drive X100. So with this, I can plug in my Starlink Mini and put it all back in the case. It all fits neatly back into this pouch with the cables and everything back in. And now the Starlink is actually on. So with this little keeper, you can prop it open. And you can actually use your Starlink while it's in the bag, just like that. So if you're out for a hike, you're out traveling, you guys want to do a little break, you want to pull over for a stop, you can just put this down on the ground, plug the cable in, leave it on the ground, have it point in the sky, and Starlink will work through the fabric and the webbing, and you can be online. The Starlink is powered up and it is on. So even though I'm not in a remote area, I'm in just a residential neighborhood for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and show you that this indeed works just by being inside the case. So just point it as you would normally anywhere towards clear skies. And I'm going to show you. Okay, so it is doing a software update at the moment, but as you can see, Starlink is on and it's calculating its orientation. If I go to the ping success rate, it is starting to connect. And now we are connected. If we go to a YouTube video, there you go.
We want to give you guys an interior tour.
That is
Front, this is our cab over bed.
the Starlink Mini,
Huge amounts of underbed storage right down.
running through the 4-room Cordura carrying case, running completely off of a battery inside the case. And I can't state enough the quality of this build. It is essentially military grade, but you have to basically see it to understand what I mean, because stuff like this can be found for cheap that's made in China or other places where the labor is cheaper, where the material is cheaper, but this is really high quality stuff. Now you are going to pay the price for it, which, you know, it's the pros and cons of this particular product. The pro is that it's really high quality military grade, lots of attachment methods, and it works while being protected, so you don't have to worry about it scratching or things falling on it. And you're also supporting a small business of people who actually use this stuff, who cares about this stuff, and they're trying to build a business for the community of people who use Starlink Minis. Now the con, let me give you a couple of cons, because of course everything comes with pros and cons. The con is that it is pretty expensive. And it's also one of the things that I experienced is that if you have this sitting under direct sun for an extended period of time, it can get really hot. So you do want to make sure that you're keeping it ventilated and not using it for more than a few hours at a time. But if you're powering it off of the battery like I am, this is a 100 watt-hour battery, which means it can only power this for upwards of 3 to 4 hours anyways, which you should be fine using this in this configuration during that period of time. So there you go. That's the 4-room Starlink Mini carrying case. As of right now, the price on this is $165, and you can only buy it from the 4-room website. I'll put a link down in the description below for you guys. It is expensive, but it is really high quality product. I've had this for a few months now, and I've been carrying this with me everywhere I go. Got a nice little handle, very heavy duty. Also carabiners that you can clip to your backpack or whatever you want. If you've been looking for something to carry your Starlink Mini in when you travel, take a look at this particular product. I really like it. I want to thank the 4-room guys for sending this over. I'm going to be carrying this with me through the summer as we travel up and down the west coast of the United States. If you guys have any questions about this 4-room product, feel free to ask them in the comments below. And as always, thanks as always for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.